Yo, welcome
Yo.
to another episode of Big Mike and Little Ant, a special Saturday edition. Of course, I'm Big Mike and my esteemed co-host Little Ant up here as well. We're talking about Loki episode 1 and 2. Spoiler discussion, full spoiler alert. So just let you guys know up front, if you haven't seen episode 1 or 2, you might want to leave and come back and watch it later. Just want to introduce you seen my brother before, Nate, aka Skeeter Pesh. He'll have a lot of insight as well. This is a good friend of mine, David Lugo, and he also is a big comic book fan.
How's it going, guys?
I'm good. What's up, Ant?
Nice. So, Mike, I'm at a undisclosed location today. I'm not at my normal setup. So,
I see that.
I'm at my wife's mom's house for the weekend. So, but you know how this thing goes. It's virtual, so you can do this on anything. But I don't think I'm gonna be as quick with the comments. So, if you want to read out people's comments,
okay, no problem.
I might just have to. I thought I had a good spot, but I want to be closer so I can, Yeah. I'm on
the comments now too. So
all right, cool.
And we're good. But let's of course get right into it. So Loki, the third Marvel show on Disney Plus. We had WandaVision, then Falcon and Winter Soldier, and now Loki. We're up to 2 episodes. So I wanted to do spoil discussions every 2 episodes. That way we can get a lot of content in there rather than every one. That's why we're doing the 2 right now. So, I mean, Anthony, the co-host, buddy. So, what was your expectations of the show?
Here's the cool thing. Going from WandaVision and then going to Falcon and Winter Soldier, I thought, okay, this is going to be interesting because technically Loki's a bad guy, right? So we're going to go from heroes, and of course, spoiler free. I mean, I'm spoiling this, but if you didn't see WandaVision, we all know in the end, I can say this, right? I think she turns to the bad guy. So, Falcon Winter Soldier, they're just straight good guys, right? So this started, and I'm like, oh man, I'm looking forward to seeing the perspective of Loki, being who he is, I think the first 2 episodes, they definitely met my expectations. The first one, I was like, I ended like, and then the second one, I was like, okay, cool, let's go. So that's just my, basic thing I have to say right now.
Yeah, we'll come back, of course.
Yep.
Lugo, what were your expectations going to this?
All right, so being the fact that when we got WandaVision, right? We got that for 9 episodes. That was like a gift, like it was a surprise to us.
Right.
So they that was a show that allowed for exposition, for a ton of exposition before the main plot got rolling, right? This show here, there's only got 6 episodes, as far as I've heard. It's only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
So they've already exposed for 2 episodes.
Exposed?
I don't know if that's a word or not, but
right.
But usually in a 6 episode thing, like you seen with Falcon and Winter Soldier, like Ant brought up, you see they moved the story along quick. They got right into who everybody was. The second episode, Fist was flying and things were blowing up. So this show here, they've already spent 2 whole episodes just telling us the rules of time travel in their words and their time.
Before you get there, Lugo, hold on. What'd you expect though from the beginning?
I expected at least 1 episode of X-Files, and then the next episode to be immediate action, time hopping, because as Endgame showed us, time hopping can be a very long storytelling process.
Right.
All right. So you got 6 episodes.
Endgame and Ant-Man.
Yes. So you got 6 episodes to tell this story. I thought I was going to be able to see more action by episode 2. I thought we were going to be in the thick of it, but
okay. All right.
I'm not disappointed. Sorry, real quick. Not disappointed, but a little surprised. But go ahead. I'm ready.
Nate, what did you expect?
I honestly wasn't expecting anything. I was looking forward to seeing how they would bring Loki into the new phase 4 or the next phase of the Marvel movies, and looking forward to seeing how they could explain how Loki got the Tesseract, and then it didn't change the timeline.
Right.
So for me, this is like fulfilling what I was looking forward to seeing. Not
it really is, yeah.
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 Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
I'm glad. I'm excited to see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I just expected. I mean, so far they've proven to be pretty good Marvel Disney Plus shows. So,
Yeah.
so I expected a good show. I expected also what they have shown is they put a lot of money into their shows, more than other regular TV shows with special effects and things like that. They're always almost like movie quality. Also, I'm a big fan of Owen Wilson, so I wanted to see him and Tom Hiddleston play off each other. So I thought that was pretty good so far, which I'll get into that later on. And I just expected to see kind of like Nate, like how do they explain how they mess up the timeline and what it might set up moving forward, which we haven't really gotten into that yet. But
Right.
So far as
Hopefully
met
next
some
episode.
yeah, I don't know about that, but I think it'd be I think to Lugo's point, it'll be a slower build than let's say Falcon and Winter Soldier or whatever. But
well, it already is. To me, it already is. We haven't even had a fight scene yet. Well, we had one.
Yeah, we had a fight
one
scene.
right here. We had one right here at the end of this episode. Yeah. Other than that,
Yeah.
it was really none. So, yeah, man. I mean,
nah, keep talking.
Oh yeah, nah. Essentially, I think within 4 episodes, they're gonna have to establish at least one major set piece, one major downfall for the because we're just following the plot here of all the shows how they go. Usually, you got the setback, the hero setback, then you got the journey, then they come back. Then you got 4 episodes to tell the story. Like they got to speed it up. Like.
Well, they're hour episodes. A lot of it's like a half hour each. Sometimes
maybe I'm greedy. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm.
Yeah, you know what though?
I'm greedy, but it doesn't feel like they're hours. It doesn't feel like an hour.
I think they did. I think they did. Listen, I think they did enough with these 2 episodes to now start giving you the meat and potatoes. So if the next, because what I'll say for this is, Mike, my gripe with WandaVision, it would end. I would be like, what I even care about the next episode, but it was the little behind it, little teeny stuff that you don't know about that you got to read or watch on
Always
YouTube,
at the end of the episode that something happened. Yeah.
So, kind of, sort of. I still feel like the first 3 episodes of WandaVision was not so great, but I will say this last episode, it made me be like, oh man, now I got to watch the next episode. So,
yes.
All right. Well, let's go back to the first episode because you mentioned that earlier. So, you said you really liked that one. So what did you think, Anthony, of like the whole, how to start and the TVA, where they took them to and all that stuff, and the whole procedures and all that stuff in the beginning?
I think I like the show from the first 2 episodes as a whole. Just the first episode by itself, it didn't grab me just yet. I think I'm more with you, not with you. Hold up, David. That. The first episode by itself didn't do that much for me, right? So, so we just talking about the first episode. It was interesting to see where they was going with it. Again, like Nate said, it was really cool to see the Tesseract, right, and see him grab it, and then it was cool to see the Infinity Stones, but realize, wait, what? So it was more of a puzzle for me to see, okay, where are we going? What are we doing? But the second episode, like, cemented itself, like, okay, I'm into the show. But the first episode, I can't say I was that glued. I was like,
So what you guys' theories? Hold on. What you guys' theories on why the stones are useless there?
What? Why? What are they?
What's your guys' theories? Like, you guys got a theory as to why all these Infinity Stones are just sitting in a drawer somewhere?
You know what? Me personally, I feel like if it's good marketing Mike knows my feelings on like a Netflix Marvel stuff. I never watch any of them because in my mind I'm like, it's gonna be low budget, and if it looks good, it's still not. It doesn't add anything to the movies, right? Me personally, I think it's nothing more than, oh snap, they showed the Infinity Stones. I don't think the Infinity Stones gonna have anything to do with this whatsoever. It's just, in this universe or this time, whatever you want to call it, they have no power. Like dude said, oh, one guy was using them as a paperweight. They don't even know what they are. But I think that's just simply fan service, is to make you feel like this does connect to the movies. And that's what I want, right? As I always said, I'm not so invested with a Netflix show because they don't connect to the big, blockbuster, right? But this has characters from that, so it's all intertwined. But then you got Infinity Stones, even though they do nothing, but it's still a correlation. That's all. That's my theory. I don't think that's gonna ever be anything big.
See, I think it's different. I think it's like to show how strong or how powerful the Timekeepers are supposed to be. Like they're so strong that they're so powerful that the Infinity Stones do nothing. Just like with the oh crap, what's the next Marvel
But I mean, they would
movie coming out?
still. I mean, they would still have their little glow. Like when he opened that drawer, none of them were glowing.
Correct.
The only one that was glowing was the actual Tesseract that Loki had.
But it wasn't.
It was.
It wasn't.
It was glowing inside the cube.
It wasn't
Well,
glowing
I think because
it wasn't glowing
because
like it was when.
No, not
when he
like
first
it was
picked
in the
up.
beginning. No, not like it was.
When he got to that area, that place, when he lost his powers, the Tesseract was not as like blanky bright as it was before.
Wow, because those other ones just look like jewels that you'll find like
Right.
Anywhere, like toy jewels
At the flea market.
Yeah, and they weren't even in ingots like they go into a gauntlet. These were chunks, rocks, little divots. I think it's because the whole TVA is in the quantum realm. The quantum realm exists. The quantum realm exists outside of all universes. Yeah. So being the fact that they're not in their proper universe, they're just useless. Right. When those stones get back, then it's a different story. But I see multiple soul stones in there. Mm-hmm. Like, so I always thought
soul stones, those are the yellow ones, right?
Yeah, the orange one.
Orange,
yeah. So I always thought that the soul stones, that it was only one that anybody could have at any given time. Like I didn't know that.
Let me get to that comment. My thoughts on the stone.
Yeah.
Let me read his comments real quick.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. Ray said, yo, Loki, Josh said it's going to be a great conversation. Shouts out to Josh. Mr. Urban World, DC is better than Marvel. Then he says, I'm a hater. Josh said, I'm pleased to see Tom Hiddleston getting an EP credit similar to syndicated TV shows with big stars. So he must have one hell of a back-end deal. Josh said, I think the pace of the show is perfect. We're discovering a new perspective and world through Loki's eyes, and he is knowledgeable of magic and power stones, aka paperweights. Mr. Urban Wells said, I don't know who the king of content is, but this guy doesn't understand any of this. Talking about you, obviously. And Josh said, I agree with Nate Sizzle. I'm sure the lack of Infinity Stones is to demonstrate how important time is in the MCU to set up phase 4, 5, and beyond. Yeah. That's the last comment that you see. So I think that what you all said is correct, Nate and Dave, as far as like them not working in that particular space. Right. I think it's to show them how powerful the TVA is. It don't matter to them, but also I think it's symbolic of we're moving on past the Infinity Stones in the whole phase 4, phase 5. Like we had the Infinity Saga for 10 years. Now we got to do something new. So I think it's to show like symbolically, okay, we're done with this. Like we don't want, they're not going to be our biggest MacGuffin, so to speak. Like we're just going to, time is the newest thing that they're focusing on. So I think that's
even though they have a gem called the Time Gem that supposedly controls all time, but
yeah. But when you spend 10 years talking about stones, exactly. You got to move on at some point.
Exactly.
You know
they definitely did that to let the TVA flex.
Yeah, definitely
for sure.
Because if Mike got a good point, if the stones still have power, it'd be all about Loki trying to get the stones. You might as well this might as well still be Endgame. You know?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, they're also playing to us too. I sure as hell don't want to sit through. I mean, I loved every Marvel movie, but I don't want to sit through another saga of somebody else getting stones.
Right,
I want to see something new. So he's getting them out the way early. Like, these are useless to you. So just whatever. I still don't think they're useless though. But we'll get back to this as we go through the episode, yeah. Yeah. As we go through, because I can't prepare. Trust me, man.
Okay, all right. Hey, we like that. We like to hear that, man. So I thought, my opinion, I'm opposite of you, Anthony. I like the first episode more than the second episode, actually. Mm-hmm. I thought just the beginning, showing the whole Endgame scene again, but from a different perspective, I thought was dope. I thought them capturing him, showing how powerful they were. I thought the whole booking process, right? When he had to, when they showed up, like when they took his outfit, they took his pride. Basically, they were like, "Listen, we got you now." I thought them showing the whole judge and jury aspect. I liked all that, and the conversation in the room. That particular one with him and Mobius, which is and Owen Wilson. I thought that was dope. You know what else it did for me? Episode. You know how Anthony, you said WandaVision made you like look at Ultron differently.
Right.
Or then like Falcon Winter Soldier made you look at like this one made me look at Thor: The Dark World differently now. So I want to go back and watch that because you know the fact that he sent the Dark Elves to kill his mother, and then you see it again. It's like, oh, I forgot he the one who sent him to kill her, but he did. He thought they're going to get Thor. So I want to watch that movie again. So I think you said it before, Anthony. These shows are making you appreciate the movies differently and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty dope.
Yeah, because two movies that I wasn't that into. Like I didn't like Age of Ultron. I watched WandaVision and I was going crazy. I wanted to watch that again. I didn't like Civil War and I watched the Falcon Winter Soldier. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta watch that again. So, you know, for me, now I didn't get that same feeling for the Dark Ages, but still, I feel like these shows are doing something good for some people. You know.
Yeah, I think it's like what they want to do. They want to like let you like love the old movies again and want to watch the new ones.
Plus, they gotta loop in all those new customers they get from the Disney Plus. Oh, they're like, when did that happen? Oh, we just dropped that little tag back in the old movie when we did that. Make them go out and watch that as well. They're a money machine, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna read
the last few weeks. I've been. Sorry.
I'm gonna read off to get back to the next question. Yes, Dave and Mike TV. Dave and Mike TV is definitely the quantum realm. It's different dimensions. There are different rules. Just like we can't do the same thing underwater, we can do above water. And Kang the Conqueror influences time. So Kevin Feige has given us the power structure in the future and a bit of foreshadowing. I do think Loki will be pickpocketing Infinity Stones when he's on the run in real world. I agree with that too. Like Dave said, they're still useful and whatnot. Go ahead, Dave.
Wait, you mean
one thing?
Take those stones to the real world when he leaves there?
Well, no, not right now. I think like because he's in the real world now. Well, not now.
No, they got vanished. They got destroyed. Remember, B-15 came in and swung at Loki. He disappeared, but he hit.
Yeah.
With the stones, they're gone. I was gonna get back into that when we started discussing.
That's true. You're right.
I was gonna start getting back into that, but I was holding off. But now that he brought up Kang, I don't like how they're going to introduce him in Ant-Man for the simple fact that everybody knows, or everybody who reads comics knows that Kang is Reed Richards' grandfather.
Wait,
why not bring him into Fantastic Four? Why not?
Because every Fantastic Four movie has failed.
But not this. They're going to be. Oh, what? Yes, Marvel did. Yeah, Marvel's going to do it right.
Well, because in Ant-Man 2. That little world, I mean that little city they put in the
Chronopolis.
That's where Kang is at. Yeah. That's why they're gonna put him in the movie, I think.
And old girl, the judge, she's like the mayor of that city.
She's like his girlfriend, I think, like that, or something like that.
She's like his girl, yo. Like I don't know. I thought Kang would be a better setup for the Fantastic Four than for this.
Yeah, I guess because it links up, but I mean,
because he's never fought Kang. Loki's never had a beef with Kang. It's like.
I don't think he still will, though. I think that he might wind up teaming up with Kang. Who knows? So.
I don't think he's. If anything, he'll be in like in the background if he shows up in this series at all.
You think they're gonna have Loki remain evil? Like you saw the iconography he did with the same thing with Tony Stark in the desert, ripping the shit off the face.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beginning of his hero's journey. So
I don't think Loki will ever be a full hero, though. I think that's
not a full, but an anti-hero, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's gonna do the right thing for the entire world, but he's still gonna look out for himself.
But he already did in Endgame.
Yeah, he did.
He always does. That's what he does.
He always does. Yeah.
Loki's was it this first?
He's the god of mischief for a reason. Like that's what he does.
He's not a bad guy. In his opinion, he's not a bad guy. He just
He is a capitalist.
Yes.
Extreme capitalist. But it was something that Mobius said too. Mobius told him when they were talking during the conversation. He said to Loki that your lot in life, your through all of your timelines, his lot is to cause an issue, get used by somebody, and then bring out the best in somebody else and then die. Right?
Yeah.
So if he's talking about all Lokis, this female Loki, who's I think is the Enchantress, but we'll get into that in a second.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the Enchantress. But this female Loki, she also is getting used by somebody. I don't know who, but is also going to have to bring out the best in somebody, probably Loki, and then die.
Well,
because that's his lot in life.
I don't think she'll die, though. I don't think she'll die.
Nobody will miss it for the simple fact that we're already going to have one Loki. Somebody's going to have to go.
Well, let me ask
Anthony. Somebody's going to get erased.
Let me ask Anthony, who's not, as I guess as comic book knowledgeable as all the rest of it. Were you surprised about the female Loki that catch you off guard? Or did you see that coming?
Well, no, because I got it ruined. I was on YouTube. It was so the funny thing on YouTube, it was just a picture, and the close up. So the close up picture, the chick looked like what's her name, Olsen.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah, I thought it was her. I was like, oh snap, she's gonna be in Loki. It was like a real close up, and her eyes was like glowing. So then when the show came on, I didn't tell my wife because I didn't want to ruin it for her. So at the end when they showed her, I thought it was her, and I was like, no, it don't look like her. So we literally had to look it up because for a couple of days I thought it was ruined for me. It was her. So it was a surprise, but it wasn't a surprise. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I didn't know.
I figured that out. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No, I don't really know much about. Again, my issue with comic books is one. When I grew up, I mean, I'm 45. I might be older than all of y'all, but certain people. All right, so certain people was popular and certain people wasn't. Right, so they wasn't in the mainstream. So for me, a lot of the Marvel characters, they're doing a brilliant job at making, for me, non-popular characters become popular. And two, I don't know if you guys are like Mike, but Mike will spend hours watching all this back stuff before the show even come on. So he'll be super extra over prepared. I don't do all that. I watch a show, I get what it give me, and then I say it was entertaining because what I seen, not because 20 weeks from now when they do that thing, it's going to tie in. So for me, I'm only going to give you what it gave me.
That's why I like the panel, because I like a mix of you're not as knowledgeable. Some of us are, so I want to get your perspective too. As somebody who's maybe not as knowledgeable as well, like, because if you're not entertained from a novice standpoint, then they're not doing their job, right? So I feel like that's not good. So so back on I guess we're talking about episode 1 at first and whatnot, and like I said, I like the whole conversation. I like where it led to in the end. I knew it was going to be him versus Loki. But as far as Josh mentioned something here in the text, he said, "Did anyone notice TVA tech is the same color as the quantum realm in Doctor Strange?" I don't know what that word is, and also Agatha from WandaVision. So
my wife picked that up. My wife was like, yo, ain't that the chick from WandaVision? I was like,
oh, Dormammu. He's talking about Dormammu from Doctor Strange.
Okay, I know what he was saying.
The purple energy. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where that was. I don't know what that is. I think they're just using that as an anti-color to yellow. Purple's always been like a good anti-color to yellow. Like like take the Lakers colors for example. It goes perfectly. So I think that's probably why they're using that. But it could have an issue with time, like because Dormammu isn't the demon of time. He's the demon of a dark dimension. That's just has nothing to do with time, whatever. Doctor Strange used the time stone to beat him.
He just got beat by
exactly. Agatha, she's a powerful being. I still don't know much about Agatha.
Right. But do you think that was supposed to be her?
No, definitely not. No.
When she was
on Loki or
well, she was in Loki, like the actress.
Oh no, she wasn't. No, she wasn't.
No, she's not in Loki. No,
she wasn't in Loki, was she?
No.
Yeah, I thought that was her.
Where?
No,
I didn't see her.
When they was in 1985.
No, that wasn't her. No, that wasn't her. I know what you're talking about. At the Renaissance Fair. Yeah, at the Renaissance Fair.
No,
that wasn't her.
At the Renaissance Fair.
The girl they were talking to was like, "Oh, what are you doing? You're not dressed right."
Don't feel bad. My girl said the same thing.
That's not her.
That's what my wife said. I was like, "You sure?" So she had me thinking that was her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I watched each episode like 3 times already.
Yeah, I watched it about 4 or 5 times, man, because I scanned back for Easter eggs. I freeze frame. Like,
oh man, I got it.
Yeah, I'm one of them, yo. I'm one of those dudes. Man.
Okay, got you.
If it wasn't for Corona, I wouldn't have been this bad. But they started this out for a whole fucking year. So now everything I'm getting, I'm like, I'm trying to drag it out, you know.
You try to get the money.
I've been like that since Iron Man 1.
It's true. He has. What you think about Miss Minute? Miss Minutes and her whole.
Yo, hold up. So
Miss Minute.
Okay, so
Who's Miss Minute?
Here's my thing about Miss Minutes. She's gonna end up fucking somebody up. I guarantee it because if you ever saw the Timekeepers wristwatch things, it has options, and one of them is for pop out Miss Minutes.
It does.
Oh, the little red.
Yeah, the little clock.
clock.
I bet you she comes out and fucks somebody up.
I didn't know she had a name.
Yeah,
Miss Minutes.
Yeah. So she's on the poster. They put a poster in that waiting room that Loki was in. That was like, follow the rules, and you get your clock clean. I think she's gonna clean the clock, yo. Like for real, because you don't just walk around. Miss, what point are you gonna pull her out for? You know what I mean? That being said, the TVA, yo, my thoughts on the TVA, and just I might be a little off the wall here. I think every one of them are there against their will.
Well, here's the
good hold up. Yes, here's why I say that. Every time you ever seen desks in your life, you seen pictures and shit on desks, right? Nobody's desk has a photo of anybody. No family, no friends. There's no children. There's no domiciles. They didn't show where Owen Wilson sleeps yet.
Yeah,
but
guys
they don't even sleep.
I understand what you're saying, but the Asian guy who Loki talks to, who shows him the Infinity Stones, when he was speaking, he didn't even seem like he knew where he was from, how he got there.
Fundamental question: is the
TVA
good or bad?
I think. Hold up, that's what I'm saying. I think the TVA is bad. I think the TVA is the enemy here. Here's why. I got a couple of evidence points here. Sorry, man.
Go ahead.
I think everybody there, because Owen Wilson is the only one there. By the way, if you look at any other TVA agent, you can't tell what time frame they're from. Owen Wilson is the only one who actually has any kind of identity there.
But that's for a reason, though.
Yeah.
He's Owen Wilson's character is based off of the guy. No, he's
a real character. He's
based off of one of the writers of Loki, of Avengers and stuff. I actually found that out like a few minutes before getting on here. I was looking at him, I was like, this name sounds familiar from the comics, because like when I was younger, when I came home from school, I went to the comic book store. I didn't have money to buy comics, so I was like, you know what? Hey, bro, let me just be in here. And I would read every comic in the store all day, every day, as much as I could. And I remembered the name. I don't know why it popped up, stuck out in my head, but when I looked it up, it was like he's based off of one of the one of the creators of the series, and in the comic books, he's made to look like the actual writer, just like how Stan Lee was in one of the Spider-Man comic books. He's made to look supposed to be like one of the writers, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry.
Anthony, let me ask you from just watching the show. What do you think about TVA? Is they're good or bad, or the villains or the heroes in the story?
I think the way I look at it, they're neither. Okay. I feel like they're just doing their thing. So it's kind of funny. It's like when people talk about the Bible and they talk about, oh, but a God wouldn't do something bad. But then the Bible clearly says our thoughts is not God's thoughts, right? So because we grew up and, oh, if you push your brother down, that's bad, right? And if you help an old lady across the street, that's good. But that doesn't mean that's the way God sees it, right? So in the TVA, I feel like they looking at the Infinity Stones like, what? So I feel like they're neither good nor bad. I don't think there's some hidden agenda with them. I feel like they're it's gonna be a setup at the with the main three guys. Because remember, it ends. I mean, I'm jumping a little bit. Remember, it ends with pretty much they're trying to the whatever
Lady Loki.
Yeah,
Lady Loki. Yeah.
Pretty much the whole thing is she's trying to find find them, right? But yeah, I didn't take it so far. I'm not with you guys as far as like I think they're evil. I think they're not good or evil. Their time doesn't line up with Earth. And oh, you're a good guy because you're hanging with Captain America, and you must be bad because you're hanging with Thanos. They're kind of like, listen, I got nothing to do with that. As long as you don't step out of timeline, then I don't care what you're doing. That's how I feel. They're not good or bad. They're just there to secure their thing, which is if you step out of the timeline, then they gotta correct it.
like a cosmic shield or like a time shield, so to speak.
It's like Time Cop with Van Damme for back in the day.
Well, I mean, like in our comics, we had Shield, who went everywhere. Sokovia, here, there. They went there to like try to stop Enforce. This you're saying that this is like the cosmic version of them, pretty much.
No.
They're filling that Shield role.
No.
Nah. I feel like they're not even gonna. So what you're saying is, oh, something's bad happening. Let's go. Make sure.
I'm not gonna say they're bad. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying that these people, including Owen Wilson, screw with the timeline at some point in their lives. As punishment, instead of getting taken out and erased like that dude got erased in that line, they got put to work in the TVA. You could just
argue with that.
You could work off your sentence. That's why Mobius is so desperate to solve this case. Gotcha. This must be his last one or something before they allow him to go back home. Or she made that agreement with him, go get Loki and I'll let you go home. I don't trust Renslayer at all.
At all.
I don't trust
something about her.
Oh,
I don't trust her.
I don't trust her at all. At all.
Yeah.
Like she's a little too friendly. She has a secret analyst who I think is another Mobius. I'll get into that later. I think it's another Mobius from another timeline, and she keeps using that relationship over and over to get what she wants. But I think the TVA has people there working against their will. It's just the fact that nobody there has a personality. Nobody there, other than Eugene Cudero, whatever his name is in this, Casey, whatever, the guy with the stones. Yeah, Casey. Other than Casey and this dude and Renslayer, there's no one else with a personality, no family, no children,
Did they ever say that, hey, we're from Earth? Hey,
well, that's the thing. No, they don't. And you notice all the TVA are all humans.
Yeah, because remember, Loki.
They had a what's called a scroll.
No, a scroll was getting booked in. He was getting booked in. There was a hunter.
He wasn't booked in.
He was getting booked in.
He was walking.
He was working there.
I thought he was at the desk and the chick.
Nah, he was working there already
by himself.
Remember,
he wasn't handcuffed or anything.
Remember, Loki had
I gotta watch that again, yo. It looked like he was getting booked in. It looked like he was just standing there getting booked in, and it looked.
I thought he was working there, honestly.
No, he was talking to the dude at the desk.
Yeah, it looked like he had a tracksuit on, right?
With what?
It looked like he had like a tracksuit on, right? Like he had stripes
all
going down
black.
the arms.
Yeah, all black. Yeah.
I gotta watch that again. I thought he was. I could have swore he was getting booked in, yo.
He had the scroll uniform on.
But even then, there's no. That's the only alien you've seen there.
Well, here I got 2 points. Didn't Loki say something to Owen Wilson's character like, something like you're the only one that remind me of something from back home or something like that? He said something like, somehow you remind me. You're the only person here that reminds me of whatever. But my point is this: if they're all like, so you're basing this off of what we know from Earth. Yo, Earth, we go to work, we take a picture of our kids, put it up. But this is totally so what I'm saying is if we look at this like it must line up parallel to what we know from Earth, then we're gonna be like, wait, how come they don't have pictures? But maybe in this realm or timeline or whatever, that it doesn't go like that. But people are weird and awkward because they don't know what's going on Earth in the same way. They're there to do one job until they get assigned to the next job. So maybe the dude had Infinity Stones. He's like, oh. He has no clue, right? Maybe that wasn't his job. I don't know. I think we're both thinking too far. We're thinking, that there's whatever.
Well, I can see what you're saying, and it kind of does go with the series. Kind of does go with what you're saying because, like I said, when that guy with the Infinity Stones, when Loki was talking to him, he just didn't seem to know.
At all.
Where he was from.
He didn't know what a fish was. No?
He didn't care where they were from.
Not that he didn't care. He just didn't know. He didn't know what a fish was. Like he said, I'm gonna.
And they've never been
cut you like a fish.
Cut you like a fish. Yeah, cut you like a fish. And he's like, "What's a fish?" And he had to go through the halls and talking to the people. Like, yeah, he said he's going to do something to me and turn me to a fish, and I don't know. And that's what I like about that guy because he plays confused very well.
That's what I like about this show. It adds a little bit of humor as well. Just talk about the overall show.
Every Marvel show does. You always got one or two little chuckles out of every Marvel movie, no matter what.
That's true as well. What did y'all think? Well, about the opening scene in episode 2 at the Ren Fair, where they went in there and she turned over their minds and stuff like that.
That's when I knew it was Enchantress.
That's
That's when
yeah.
I knew. That's when I was like, wait a minute, Loki doesn't do that. Yeah, Loki's that's not what his power set. So that's what I kind of got the feeling it was Enchantress. And then as she kept doing it, you kept seeing the green thing. She's body jumping one to another. I'm like, yeah, because in the comics, the female Loki only exists because he's reborn after Ragnarok and steals Lady Sif's body.
Right.
So then obviously we already established MCU is not playing by comic book rules anymore. They're making up their own story with these characters.
Yeah.
Right. But that's why I said I don't think that's going to be a version of female Loki. It's going to be a chick who's trying to frame him.
So why they were so dead set on this Loki?
Why were they on the female Loki?
No, why that was Loki. They literally thought they're like dead set that it's another you. So
because Loki
TVA is not always right. That's the thing, man. Loki,
but they have captured multiple Lokis, or they showed they showed a picture.
Yeah, they showed multiple.
So if she's running around,
a bunch of different Lokis, and when he was booked, his sheet said like that was the first thing I paused. I was like, okay, what is going on? Because I have horrible eyes, so I had to pause it to read everything that was on his little rap sheet. I didn't know his last name was Laufey's son.
Laufey's son.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I saw that it said Loki.
It's technically not his last name. It's that the dad name is Laufey and he's his son. So that's
that confused me a little bit. And then under that, it was like gender fluid, and I was like, Loki fluid gender. Okay, I was like, okay, Disney's getting into the whole everything that's going on now, fluid gender. Okay, whatever. And then I kept reading it. And then I remembered, okay, wait, there is a female Loki. And it's like part of the whole Marvel multiverse, and Marvel does seem like is aiming towards the whole like multiverse war thing.
Oh yeah,
especially with the multiverse of
madness.
That's it. Yeah.
Too.
Doctor Strange, yeah,
referred to as Doctor Strange too.
There you go, Doctor Strange.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, that and Wanda having already using like the WandaVision, that already her getting her powers and already jumping, trying to figure out what's going on. That already shows that they're going into the whole multiverse thing. And then after watching that, I was like, okay, I went back and started Googling everything I could about the multiverse and remembering, like, oh, okay, yes. But
pretty much when they said it's you, Loki, they already knew it was a female Loki. So they wasn't saying that it's the exact, like the viewers, I'm thinking like, oh, wow, it's going to be Loki. But they're like, it's you, Loki. Because remember, they showed like a Hulk-looking Loki.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
That was kind of cool. So at the end of the day,
a little short one with a long beard.
Yeah, they just meant like it's a Loki, not that it's exactly you.
Well, the only thing, so when he was looking through that paperwork, I don't remember in the second episode we're discussing now, right? Mobius gave him that file, the paperwork. When he was looking through it, I freeze frame on everything because Marvel will hide details in paperwork.
Yeah,
like you won't believe. So all the way back in First Avenger, they did that whole paperwork thing. So that's why I started learning. Anyway, on the paperwork, they list her name as Sylvie Laufey's Datir.
Yeah,
which is like Laufey's daughter.
Right.
And because it's always either Odin's son or Odin Datir, or Laufey Datir or Laufey's son. So that's how they always distinguish whether it's your daughter or son. So she is a daughter of Laufey, but I don't think she's Loki. That doesn't make her, just because she's a female doesn't make her Loki. It's like saying I'm gonna name him Bruce even if it comes out as a girl. Like
I always figured out the Scooby-Doo villain before the villain came out.
What's that?
Both of y'all at the bottom.
I didn't hear what you said.
No, I didn't. But you know what? After like the 5th episode, you kind of figured it out. It's the nicest guy in the show. So that's Scooby-Doo was always the nicest guy. It was
always the nicest person.
Yep, always.
It's either the nicest person or the person who hired them to figure out to find
which is kind of what's kind of if it plays out correctly, it's kind of what's going on here too. Because if the TVA is not everything that they say, and Mobius is working for him, then by extension, he's kind of one of the bad guys. And again, I don't think the TVA is bad.
I don't think. Wait. Hold on.
I don't think the TVA is bad. I think they have.
I don't think Mobius.
They just need people to do it.
I'm going both of your points. I think all the people who work there are either like people who did break the timeline and working there, like working their debt off or whatever. So I don't think Mobius actually knows that he like if it's bad, he don't know he's bad. He's doing his job. I feel like he might even come from the early '90s timeline because everything he does is early '90s, right? Because he likes the jet skis. That drink, Josta. I actually remember that drink. Oh,
I don't remember that shit. I didn't remember.
I remember that.
I thought it was a simple play on Jocasta.
Really, you don't remember that? I remember that drink.
I used to think it was a fake drink. That like our corner store was the only place that ever had it. Like the corner store around the corner from our house was the only store that I've ever seen it at until I saw it on the show. And I was like, oh, that was a real drink.
Yeah, I definitely remember that drink, and I remember the commercials for it. It was like Pepsi's first energy drink or something like that, or whatever. But everything is. Now I'm getting jealous, Anthony. Look good, but everything. But everything is from the '90s, so he must come from the '90s, Mobius, and somehow broke a timeline. And I think he's working off the deck, kind of like you said. And I do think that Rensselaer, I think she knows like exactly who he is and what happened and stuff like that. As far as the show, like I think Tom Hiddleston's like this is the best Loki like we've seen so far. I think it's like stretching him out or whatever. As far
I like
as,
I like the Ragnarok Loki too, man. I like Ragnarok Loki is my favorite, man.
But it wasn't very layered in Ragnarok.
No, Ragnarok. No, that's when he like broke the bridge,
he wasn't.
right?
That's true. No, he wasn't. But he's never had the spotlight right on him all the time.
Right.
I don't feel like he did enough for me. I'm going with the Ragnarok Loki.
Okay.
Yeah. Ragnarok Loki was my favorite one. He was funny. He still was trying to kill fucking Thor. You know what I'm saying? It was that whole thing. But this here, you're right. He's never been this layered. Well, we never seen this many sides of him till now.
This many sides of Loki.
Never seen him cry.
Dark World gave us Dark World, yeah. When his mom, when he found out his mother died.
But now we're getting more of that.
He blew the cell apart. He was tearing. Yeah, he was crying.
Yeah, he was crying. Yeah, his hair was messed up.
He was crying, but Thanos was choking his ass out.
I hate that scene. I mean, I know that he has to die, but I hate the CGI of that scene.
Well, see, here's another thing, man. If one of his powers is to transfer his soul into other people, he could have bended that.
Yeah, so let me read this comment. Hold on, Lugo. Josh, I'm really curious how Mere Mortals broke the timeline without any powers. Like it's talking about the Avengers and whatnot, or did they somehow got an Infinity Stone? Oh, you're talking about Mobius, I guess. And Big Mike's voice. I need answers. Yeah.
Well, these Infinity Stones were all over the world, all over the time.
All over different timelines,
there was 3 in New York at one particular point. You know what I mean? So somebody at some different timeline could have got their hands on the Tesseract. Like,
if you watch the first episode, right, where Miss Menace is giving a whole explanation. Remember, she said something that's as small as being late for work. It's like breaking the timeline.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. If you think about it, right, Jasper Sitwell was in possession of the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Anybody could have got their hands on the stone and did some shit. But my thing is this, man. How it would have to be only the Space Stone. Because you're not going to travel through time with the Power Stone. You're not going to break time.
But again, what's considered breaking the timeline to them, though?
Exactly my point. Well, they said something as simple as showing up fucking late to work, or or you do something like Loki. You I don't know. Like, it's crazy.
Reading Josh's thing, no one broke the timeline. No mortals broke the timeline.
Not yet.
Avengers didn't break the timeline because what they did was supposed to happen.
In that all the people there must have did something to mess up the timeline, and they're not sentenced.
Yeah.
Out there speculation. I feel like we're too early in the season, but if y'all want to go down these weird
well, this is what this is for. No, I guarantee you my story's gonna change 2 episodes.
I get what he's saying.
You see what I'm saying? Right now, this is all we got to go on. I've seen 2 episodes of them bumping gums. It sounds like
let me go back to that too, baby.
Bore you to death.
Hold on, let me go back to that. I think they needed to, because this is a whole new world and a whole new set of rules. I think they needed 2 episodes of explanation, honestly. I think that if they would have jumped right to straight action, we'd have been mad confused. whatever.
I
Like,
know. Like I said, I'm just greedy. I'm just greedy, man. I'm
Go ahead,
for
Anthony.
that, you know. Sorry.
Dave, you keep trying to make this like so parallel to what we already know. What Mike is saying is this is supposed to make us feel like forget what you know. This is
Yeah.
new. And so if you give us 2 episodes to be like, what? What's a fish? I used to jet ski, but now I'm locked and trapped in here. So that's the whole thing. Is
There,
we're something new, and it has nothing to do. We can't if we like. We're doing a distant service to the show by keep trying to compare it to Earth and what we know. They keep trying to show us that this is a alternate. This is not even a. This ain't even a timeline. This is outside of time.
yeah.
correct.
So
Yeah, I still
But I
think
do
they
think by him following her, hold on, Nate, by him following her, right? So he's leaving the TVA, right? I think you will see the action pick up now because he won't be behind the desk no more, Loki. So I think you're gonna see a lot of action moving forward.
depends on where she's going, right? We're
Correct.
assuming she found out, unless he was lying. Remember, he said
What the timekeepers are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I don't know, but
where she's going.
Most likely
Where's
she's
she
going
going?
to the TVA. It's a perfect setup. Basically,
no.
and here's the
But-
question, right? Those reset charges, they're supposed to delete random timelines, right?
right,
Like
the timeline.
somebody strays off, they go out, they put one of those down, and deletes that timeline. How
Right.
is she using them to create timelines?
Because she's doing it. If you watch them, right? So when they delete the timeline, the stuff flows down. But if you watch when hers went off, it went up. So she figured out how to see. I guess she
How to
got to
reverse them,
correct.
or they came with a reverse button.
No.
Maybe.
Meaning TVA's been shaping time to what they wanted it to be.
To be
Because here's the
clear-
thing, right? Mike, if I said I wanted to control the narrative, don't it sound negative, right? If I said I'm trying to control the narrative here, yo, that whole Miss Minutes video was made by the Time Variance Authority Narrative Commission. No bullshit. It says it right at the bottom.
We got
Time
the-
Variance Authority Narrative Commission. Who sets the narrative, yo?
To be clear, they're not deleting the whole time. They're deleting that incident in that time because we're saying
how much space does that charge cover? That's another question I had. They never
It
showed
deletes-
like what the radius is, 100 yards, 200
It
yards.
deletes everything in that time period for that second. From what I understood from watching it, it deletes everything from that second everywhere.
yeah, but
From that point in time, you can be right next to it, throwing a piece of gum, or you can be across the world. I was going to say drop kicking a kid, but no, you mean across the world doing anything. It deletes everything from 12:05 p.m. 35 seconds there all around the world. It deletes everything to reset the time period.
Hold on, Nate. Go ahead, Anthony. What you think?
You're getting way out of control. So listen, they
They said it. They said it. It resets the time.
area, and they go to that area and find what was not supposed to happen, and they put a charge down and they get rid of. So they're repairing what wasn't supposed to happen. If that was the case, they would just go into Tahiti and something happened in California and just put a truck. What would be the point of going to a specific location? Remember when the beginning of part episode 2, when we thought it was Loki and he killed a couple people and kidnapped the girl, they went to that specific area. They put it down there, and you seen it get rid of the helmet and the stuff that was left by the people that wasn't supposed to be there. It didn't get rid of the tent. It didn't get rid of the pole in the tent. It just only got rid of what wasn't supposed to be there.
They said that when they got there, they had to go to that specific time, that specific place, because of that time's where that time technology was in the time stream. So if they need to go to the future, and it's like they need to set a time charge, and the future has higher time technology than them, it could be different. But they said when they got there that because of the amount of technology in that time, in that TVA's technology, they had to go to that specific place. They said that as soon as they got there.
No,
Well,
that
was something I picked up on.
incident took place. Had to erase that incident and act like it never happened. They didn't erase everything. They didn't erase, you
Well,
know,
I think
they
they erased. I think they reset anyway. I don't think they actually erased it anyway.
Yeah,
But
they reset. Yeah, reset,
reset the
erase. I
timeline.
mean,
But I think they do have to, Anthony, take it a little further than the tent, right? Because when they have to go back to where the girl seen them and say, "What are you guys doing here?" They can't have that happen. Like they got to reset that whole thing.
Well,
Or whatever.
that's why Anthony's saying it's deleted. It's in terms of reset. You see, it's like if it's reset, if it's like if this is here and it falls, I reset it. It's ready to fall again. That means if you're going back and resetting something, so somebody does something, say somebody shoots person B, you go back and reset it. Person B is gonna get shot again unless you do some deleting.
right. You literally watch the helmet get disintegrated, like it was
Right.
gone.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
it
So-
resets, deleting everything that's not supposed to be there.
Right.
That's crazy. Damn. Yeah.
Because the wording, you guys' wording was they erased that time.
But see, they set it off. But see, they set that shit off in the tent, right?
I get what you're
So
saying.
can
There.
regular people
I see what you're saying.
can regular people in that time see that charge resetting shit?
But they're gonna get reset regardless, right?
Wouldn't that itself cause an anachronism?
They would
No,
see
because
it.
they're getting reset too.
They would see it and then get reset to not
Right,
see it.
exactly.
So that's why I asked. When they set that charge, does it cover the entire globe?
I don't
That's
think-
why she went to where she went to. That's why Loki went to
you get what I'm
Pompeii.
saying, right, Mike? Like,
Yeah.
say there's a 200-yard radius, right? And you have a man that's 199 yards away from it and a man that's 201 yards away from it. The 201-yard guy is going to see the 199 guy get erased and be like, what the fuck?
what I think.
That's why I'm saying it does the entire world all
right, what
at
you
one
think?
time.
Hold
That's
on,
all
Nate.
that makes sense. I got
What
you,
you-
sorry.
what you-
If
Go
you
ahead.
listen when they went there at the beginning of the episode, they was trying to be discreet. They didn't want people to see them, right? Because
Right.
when
They
they
didn't care.
But they didn't care. They didn't like they cared.
They didn't care.
That chick is like, you're dressed wrong. They're like, fuck you, bitch.
no, when
They didn't even address her. They just walked past her. They're like,
Now, bitch, make me hit this Miss Minutes.
they couldn't do anything outside of like to bring attention to themselves. All they did was walk by, go in the tent, and had to.
I guess because they were going to reset everything, right? So how much? When did the reset line stop? Like when they started it, and that wave came out.
I'm not taking it as they reset everything. I'm taking it as they reset it just what was in that tent area. That's what I'm saying.
So
have you ever seen Doctor Who?
Yeah,
I never seen it actually. Believe it or not, I never saw one episode.
Are you serious?
Not one episode.
So in Doctor
like
Who
this? Is it like this? If it is, I'm going to start watching it.
well,
I'm pretty straight up, yo.
in Doctor Who, they go to a place and they interact. They usually change their clothes to fit in with the people around them, usually, or at least attempt to. These people, when they showed up, they didn't care. They showed up in 1985. They showed up to 1985 Ren Fair with like 2042 military gear.
In that case, yeah. In that case, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I watch Legends of Tomorrow. They do the same shit.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, they showed up full tack gear. She even said it. She's like, "You guys aren't dressed right."
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't think in 85, I don't think the gear or whatever was that off. The lady was just like, "Oh, you guys aren't dressed right. Come on, man."
They had that digital wrist pad. Yeah, that shit was
the
like.
Girl wasn't like, "Oh, what the hell is that on your wrist?" Like, come on, man.
But hold on, guys. Let me read these comments now. Josh says, Dave is right. It's a complete propaganda from the TVA. These people are indentured slaves for all eternity. Sounds like purgatory. By the way, based on the string theory of time, the timekeepers can technically go to the end of time and work their way backwards. That's true.
I was getting to that, yo.
Which is why they can know what breaks the timeline and who are variants. Josh also says Miss Menace is going to be the red button in the MIB car that does some crazy.
Yep, I guarantee. Oh my God, the day's lost. Miss Minutes, she gonna come out and whoop somebody's ass.
Bring Will Smith into this, please do.
As much as we were talking about this, all I kept thinking.
So Mike, let's go over where she sent the bombs.
Well, I think the bombs were supposed to.
I got a list of every place she sent them.
Okay, before you do that, I think the bombs were supposed to What it did, they were making branch timelines, as we saw was happening within the and everybody was going crazy within the TVA. But go ahead, Dave. What's your list you got?
She sent one to Vormir.
Right, which was
2301, year 2301.
where Mirrors with a Soul Stone was there, right?
Yep, what the Soul Stone is. She sent 2 to Tennessee, 3 months apart. 3 months apart. What the fuck
Why
is that
Tennessee?
about?
I don't know. We'll find out.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out. She sent 1 to Rome, Italy, 1 to Sakar.
Scar from Ragnarok.
I have dates and times too, but I want to try to shorten this a little bit.
How do they get this?
It's on the screen. It's on the
screen. It's on Renslayer's screen. I just
on the show. Yeah,
wrote everything down or typed everything in. So yeah. So she sent one. She sent 1 to Portugal in 1492.
Wait, hold on, Dave. What did you say, Anthony? I ain't hear him.
You don't pause the screen as much as he do.
It'll take me like 3 hours to watch one episode, yo.
I saw him going. I just was like, whatever. I didn't pay attention. I was just like,
she sent 1 to Asgard in 2004, 8 years before the first Thor.
What
the fuck that could be about? She sent.
Okay, we'll find out later what she said.
Well, I saw going off of what he said. I saw when they were going, and I was like, okay, they're probably going to everything major in the Marvel timeline.
Can I tell you something? Dave, hey Dave, let me say before you go on. This is me just being really taking it down. I don't think any of that matters. That's just a distraction to get everybody going crazy, and then they're gonna do the regular movie thing, and now everybody's not paying attention to Timekeepers, and she's gonna slip right in. That's all.
That's what I think. That's what I think too. I think that she made all these branch timelines so they go, because you see it all going crazy. The whole
so they can sneak into the TVA and just get to the Timekeepers.
Correct. All the men are like leaving and stuff like that.
4 episodes. Come on, man. They ain't
so when Loki looked out that window, right? When Loki looked at now, from what I was able to count, she dropped 42 bombs.
Right, 42. Yeah, exactly.
When Loki looked out that window, how many TVA agents you think was in that damn entire world that was flying around? You think they have more than 42 teams?
Jeez, they got more than people, more than the amount of people.
How many are Minutemen? How many
ultimately? Well, I mean, shit, damn near all of them. They're all there against their will again. Who's living there voluntarily? I'm gonna live in the fucking quantum realm.
They're not against their will.
But some are soldiers and some are death people. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, some are death people, some are soldiers. But you gotta understand, this is from all time. You're taking all time into account. Okay. For all time, always, you're gonna gather a lot of people do history of time.
Saying they're against their will is like saying a computer works against its will.
No, it's like saying you have to go to work, otherwise you'll starve to death. Like,
no, I think
they need to get out of something. They got to pay their debt.
Judging by how they don't seem to know what's going on around them, what's going on outside of there, they seem like they're all very robotic in their actions. They all seem like they're there for a specific reason.
I hate to use this.
To me, that's like.
Man. Right? But think about prison. You take a dude that's been in prison for a month and interview him, he'll tell you all the scary shit, crazy shit he saw. But take a dude who's been in prison 25 years and crazy shit to him is like every day.
But he still know where he's from. He would still know what a fish was.
Well, okay, so I know
that's like saying what human in the entire history of humans would not know what a fish is.
I know there's some prisoners that got jailed in the 60s that if they got out in the 2000s and held a cell phone, they wouldn't know what the fuck it was. Like,
let me ask you a basic question. This is the Marvel universe. Who said that dude is human?
Who? Mobius?
No, the man that didn't know what the fish was.
Casey.
He looked pretty human to me.
The guy from when they
exhibited no powers.
The guy from when Loki first walked in there and said, "Are you human or android?"
Or a robot.
And Loki said,
"Soul."
Oh yeah, are you human or you have a soul? And Loki was like, I'm human. I
don't think he said human though. I think he said robot or have a soul. I don't think he said
it was like, are you a robot or do you have a soul? And Loki didn't know. And he walked through. He said, what happens if I don't have a soul? If you're a robot, you die. So that to me says that everyone in there is not what will cause them to explode.
Well, here's my thing. You saw when Loki was questioning it with Mobius at the cafeteria. It seems like more like what Nate said. Like he's been programmed to answer certain ways. Like, you know, what he said, like, why do like you have a father who's Odin or whatever? Like, you know what I mean? Why ask so many questions? So I feel like Mobius is kind of like programmed to like, I don't know why we do what we do, but no, that's what we got to do, or whatever. Kind of like, or whatever. You know what I mean? Kind of like he's not really against his will, but he has been programmed to say this is what we got to do, and I'm doing it regardless of whatever. Like,
everybody got hit with the Men in Black thing.
Could have been
Possible
that too.
That's possible too. That's highly possible. To keep them working nonstop. Josh, by the way, down here, I said that comment there. He said that TV shows could be thousands of years. I was getting into that too. Maybe it never. Maybe they just got them working on like it feels like 2 hours, but in reality, it's like 2,000 years. But it feels like a 2-hour shift to them, and then they get a lunch and go back to work. Again, I've never seen anyone sleep yet.
I think by Loki questioning them, I think that kind of like shows there's something wrong there. And I think that's going to come out later on in the series. Not saying good or evil, Anthony, but something's wrong that will come out later on in the series, stuff like that.
Cool. I think about it, right? When we first started, Dave, you felt like they didn't show enough, right? So
I felt like they talked too much. They didn't show enough action. I felt like they talked too much. They gave us a lot of info.
Had they showed people sleeping and eating, you're like, yo, you're wasting time. I think what they showed enough to have people like us sitting here for an hour discussing stuff that
well, nah.
But nothing to do.
Part of character development is seeing the person live, right? Like seeing how they live.
Always.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
I mean, what movie have you ever seen somebody going into the bathroom?
Right.
Besides when they're having a conversation in the bathroom.
Yeah, you don't need that. Look at Transformers.
Well, no, because you're not watching the movie for that. When I'm talking about going to the bathroom, I'm talking about like Loki, like Mobius has to go somewhere. Does Mobius have a home life? Nobody there has a.
He's not the main character. Why would I see his home life? I don't understand. Why wouldn't see it? We only see wrestlers.
Why would no one at the TVA have any personal connection?
Who said they don't though? I feel like they show it.
Right, dude. Does it look like they leave anytime soon, Mike? Does it look like there's a full society getting on there that's just chilling? Think about this. That's a business.
The judge acts like a regular person.
Of course,
the judge has a room.
Yeah.
The judge has a room because she's a major person. She's a major character.
Right, so here's another thing, right? Let's just say they're all about efficiency. It seems like they're all about efficiency. They get in, get the job, then get out. So here's the thing: you got a variant. He fucks up time. You have a trial for him. For what?
Yes.
For what? You know he's
guilty. What do you mean?
Because you watched him fuck up time. You know he's guilty. Why the trial?
But they already said that time runs differently there. When he asked Mobius, "How long have you been here?" He said, "I don't know. Time works differently."
I mean, to fix the issue, right? All they have to do is hit the guy with the stick. He gets reset, and boom, problem solved, right? Why are they having a trial to decide whether they're going to hit you with the stick?
Because they allow you to speak for yourself.
Because when you get hit with the stick, you get erased from time.
But I mean, so they basically have a whole trial for you to come up here to talk to a judge so that they can hit you with a stick, or you can just shut up, and they'll still hit you with the stick.
Hilarious. I think the trial, honestly, okay, to your point, I think the trial to see which one we're going to kill, which one we're going to make work here. I think they are working.
Thank you. That's what it is. They are working there. It's like basically you get a choice. Loki didn't get so much of a choice. Loki was forced to work there.
So then what? Are there different levels? Because
she came up from a hunter. Ravonna Redslayer, the judge, she came up from being a hunter.
Yeah, because she came up, but then there's what's the black lady who got turned?
B15. That's B15.
B15. Yeah, she what did she always start? It doesn't. The thing is, it doesn't matter what their backstory is because it's not about them. It's about Loki.
But I think
so. It's like. Yeah, they come there for a reason because they did something wrong, but it's part of the story. You got to have some, like that's why they showed that guy get erased when it came to getting the ticket in line. The guy was like, "I don't need a ticket. I'm the only one here." He walked through, and then he got up to the front, And the guy asked him for a ticket. He's like, I'm the only one here. Okay, you're the only one here. Boop, you don't have a ticket.
And I'm
Loki saw it and was like, oh, the guy, when Loki got to the line, said, hey, you need to get a ticket. Why do we need to get a ticket? Because that's the rule. You need to get a ticket. He got a ticket begrudgingly. Then he walked through the line. He saw the dude get erased. And he was like, oh crap, I need to have my ticket. And then he had the whole 30 seconds of him looking for his tickets before going to the whole next scene. It's like, it's stuff that doesn't make sense that we don't really need to see, but then again,
but
it does make sense. It's to show that, it's to show that there are rules, and Loki is already succumbing to the rules. He's already like, okay, these are the rules of this world. This is what I have to do. This is what I need to do to survive. I say that to say that when he ran away, I think he knew what he was doing. I think he already knows. He's already got the next step planned.
Hold that thought, Nate. What do you think about that, Anthony? When he ran away, what do you think his thought process was to like follow her instead of going back with them?
I do believe he thinks he's the better Loki. I do believe he thinks he's smarter, and I think, like I said earlier, he's a capitalist. I think, and again, I think one of the cool things Dave said was it's what they're showing for us, the viewers, right? So I think they put that in there just for us to be like, oh, do we think he's, it's going to have two sides. He's trying to join her, or he's trying to capture her. So the question is, what do I believe? Or is he trying to escape, right? I feel like his character he wants to keep an eye on her to see what's his opportunity. If he because he clearly looked like he's trying to get to the TVA so he could, on his own, he could actually do something to them, right? Take over.
Yeah.
However he's going to do it. But I think he's just trying to be a capitalist, and he want to follow her. He's going to probably, the next episode is going to show him secretly following her, not giving up that he went in there and she has no clue, until he get to see what is she up to, and then you could ask me, do I think he's going to want to join her or try to capture her? I don't think it's a clear thing right now. I think he's just doing it for an opportunity to see if maybe I'm going to join her, or maybe I'm going to try to capture her. But I think he's just trying to escape. I don't think he's doing it just to get it's one of those.
What do you think, Dave? Trying to join her, or are you trying to capture?
I think he wants to get to the Timekeepers. So I think he figured out. I think because he thinks like her, he sees what she did. She caused a shitload of chaos. That's gonna bring all the weaken the TVA. It's not gonna bring them all out, but it's gonna weaken the TVA enough for them to get in and look for the Timekeepers. Female Loki got the location from C20, which I wouldn't even know why a regular standard hunter knows where the Timekeepers are. Like,
yeah.
Like, seriously. One other thing, and Marvel and Disney have made it a point that when they edit these shows, if you're seeing it, it's because they wanted you to see it.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So, and more importantly, when you don't see something, it's because they want you to see that it's not there. That's what I'm drawing a lot of these things from. But that being said, yeah, I think Loki's gonna follow her. Loki, all he wants is to speak with the Timekeepers. That's it. That's literally all he wants. So he can try to plead for his life and see if there's a way he can dupe them for their power. So why not follow her? She's doing a perfect job of fucking up the TVA.
Correct.
Right?
That's true.
And also, she wants him there. For the simple fact that she left the time door wide open until he jumped through. When they every other time you see TVA use the time door, that shit opens, walk through, shuts right behind them immediately.
Right,
but her stayed the fuck open. Like, who was you waiting for? You know what I mean? And then the moment he jumps through, I think she needs him there. She wants him there.
So what do you think the TVA does now that both Lokis are on the loose then?
Well, most likely, I think these time bombs would have set a bunch of other Lokis loose. That's what I was kind of getting to.
That's a bit much.
Because they've been going through time. Owen Wilson said it. We've been going through time killing a bunch of these Lokis. They've been killing them. They've been erasing them, resetting them. So, I mean, this female Loki must have found out about this shit and was like, oh, you want to kill us? Oh, okay. Then I'm going to go back and reset all the times that you took one of us off the planet right before you guys did it.
But they've already said that they can't reset something.
But again, but
no.
that was because the time charges only worked one way. She's got them reversed. Now, instead of erasing events, she could set them to create events, like create these Lokis back from where they were, basically back up time.
Lokis, or just make Lokis all over, so it really.
Or just bring the Lokis back because
I don't think she want to do that, though. I don't think that's her plan, though. I think she wanted to. I think she wanted to destroy the TVA. Like I think that's her major plan.
But then what? Like Daniel says, to sit back and show and like, okay, I did my job. My job's done. Like Loki's always been about power, greed.
Yeah.
You know, I can't see her just doing it, just being vengeful. I don't know. It's just.
But
and what's up with her broken horn? What's up with her one broken horn? You know,
we'll find out later.
She's not Loki. She's already said
she's not Loki. Yeah,
she's already. He called her Loki, and she already said, "Don't call me that."
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do I call you? What you say, Rob or Bob,
Randy.
or whatever the dude's name was?
Randy. Yeah, Randy.
She's not Loki, but I think he followed her through to prove that he's better than her, because they already set it up to say that
you think that matters
Loki
to him,
that they're
though?
chasing. Of course.
Yeah, it mattered to him. Yeah, it mattered to him.
Of course.
His whole life would stake on this Loki not being better than him.
Of course.
I think he wants them timekeepers, but I think that's all he wants.
He does want that.
Yeah, but he wants to prove that
he can go back and kill Odin. He can go back and rebuild Asgard. Like he has to watch the destruction of Asgard. So
he doesn't want Odin dead.
Hey, listen.
Not dead. He
wanted to be the king. He wanted to be
now.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, Anthony. What now?
I said, what y'all leaving out is really important. Oh, his mom died. Asgard. No, he watched him die.
That's true. He might try to reset. He might try to change his whole course of
Maybe he's gonna go back. Maybe he's gonna go back to when Thanos was a kid and.
At the end of the day,
like, you want to choke me, motherfucker?
Because at the end of the day, he died himself.
Right.
Well, they said that's his life. That's his plan in life, to be bad, get used, bring the best out of people, and die. Like, that's his shit.
Right, but he might try to change that course, though. Talking to the Timekeepers, that's probably his plan, so he doesn't die without being great or whatever. I guess at the end of the day. So the question is that, and I'm moving forward, I guess. But does Loki, because this is Loki from 2012, but Loki that we knew died already, right? So, but there's another Thor movie coming out. So does Loki wind up in Thor now or whatever? Right? That's the question.
I don't think so.
I don't think.
Okay.
I mean, the new Thor,
but there is gonna be a Loki
storyline. Doesn't have anything to do with Loki.
There's a Loki season 2 coming out. Just to let y'all know. I don't know if y'all knew.
I don't think there's gonna be a Thor movie without Loki. So I think somehow, some way.
Sorry if I spoiled it.
No, that's fine. Somehow, some way, this Loki ends up in Thor. I don't think there's gonna be a Thor movie without Loki. It's not a Thor movie. I think it's gonna be there somehow.
I don't think so, because the whole Love and Thunder storyline has nothing to do with Loki. It's
detract from her.
Thor and Jane and her getting his powers and all that stuff.
But I'm saying Loki will be in the movie some kind of way. I feel like.
Yeah, he might mention Loki's name.
Oh yeah.
You don't have a statue.
Loki's definitely going to be in. Well, I don't.
Imagine you got
I think he's going to be in the Doctor Strange too.
I don't think
Doctor Strange and the long name of loneliness.
No. That would have been leaked.
No.
They're already
and they already got Wanda in that, so I think it's already 2 packs or whatever like that. So
they could have Kid Loki. They could have Kid Loki in it. They are doing the Young Avengers. They got America. They got America Chavez in it. Like, if they're building Young Avengers, he's a key portion of it.
All right. Well, let's
what's that?
You can read Josh comment if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna read Josh comment. Loki's curious. If you had the opportunity to cause mischief with yourself in real time, how could you?
I'll be right back. My son's calling.
Yeah, go ahead. Take care of my nephew. Anyway, whatever. How could you not check it out? Check it out. That's hilarious. His background picture there, by the way. And Loki with the TVA jacket will be in Thor 4. I told y'all. I'm with you, Josh. I'm telling you. But we'll see. Speaking of that jacket is already on sale, by the way. You can buy that Loki TVA jacket.
For real?
That jacket, they got a Miss Minutes clock right now on Amazon. I'm buying it, by the way.
You got the big one? You got the big one?
They got a big clock. Miss Minutes clock. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Sold.
Yeah, like Flavor Flav signs or whatever. Like I'm putting on my wall though, or whatever. And they got a bunch of stuff already from the show. Marvel, Disney are capitalists, like you talking about, like a mug. But so Dave, how would you? I mean, I know you had a problem with the action, I guess, but
I know it's
how?
gonna pick up. I wasn't a problem. Like I said, it was very informative for a guy like me that hunts for every Easter egg. I like that shit. I just thought it was gonna be faster, more action, being the fact that it was 6 episodes. But again, not disappointed in it at all. I love exposition. I love when they throw the little Easter eggs in for guys like me. But hopefully now I know that the next 4 episodes is gonna be nothing but pure lava, man. Like it's gonna be jumping from one thing to another because she just caused a bunch of chaos. The way it ended, there's no way you could pick up a slow episode after that. No way.
Yeah.
No way.
What are your thoughts, Anthony, on that? What do you think?
I agree, man. I think the next episode gonna pick up right with him jumping through that door. I don't think she's gonna know he's there. I got a feeling he's gonna be trying to be calm and quiet and follow her. Then I got a feeling he's gonna show. But I think the version. This is the classic get everybody away thing. I think maybe Luke Wilson oh, let me go to the chambers of the blah blah blah, and then all 3 of them are gonna meet up. But that's what I see happening.
So you think we actually meet the timekeepers at some point in the show at the end of the?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Dave? Yeah, timekeepers. No. What about you, Nate?
I don't know if we meet them at all. I think they find out it's a big hoax. Maybe Kang is behind it, or maybe this is all existing in a molecule inside of Kang City. Like who knows?
Maybe there is no timekeepers.
Nate,
I don't.
That too. Right now, 2 episodes in, we're up in the air, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't. Maybe it's just me, but the timekeepers look a lot like Thanos in the comic. They look a lot like the comic book versions of Thanos. They look like they could be the same species or whatever. Whether they are or they're not, I don't.
But he said
wait, never mind. Erase all that. Do I think they'll show the timekeepers? No. I think that, but they might show. What are you saying?
He said something like one of them was a lizard.
I think Loki called them time lizards. I don't think.
Yeah, time lizards. Yeah.
Loki called them time lizards.
They have like reptilian faces and features, but
one of them have like scales. You can see, right?
Yeah, you can see the middle one. Yeah, Zat. What is this? Zant. Zant is his name.
I think they might. I don't think they'll show them. If they do, it will be like maybe the last scene of the last episode, and just like a quick clip, like how I can't remember his name. Oh shit, I can't remember his name. Oh well, whatever.
I'm gonna read Josh's comment.
The guy who's in every Marvel movie. Stan Lee. There you go. Stephen Hawkins. They might show up like just like a Stan Lee cameo, just pop up for like the last 30 seconds and then be gone. No, not him. I'm saying like the time lizard will show up like the last 30 seconds or something.
Just say he's been there for 2 years. Anyway, Josh said I think that they will go to the future, and a plan is developed for the trajectory of the season, with the climax being a one-on-one with the timekeepers and a Kang sighting. I can see that possibly, or not, or one of those 42 locations is Thanos' home of the world. It is Titan, I think, right? Was on that list.
Titan, yeah. She bombed Titan 30 years before his journey to start the Stones. Just throwing that out there.
Interesting.
Like,
so
we'll
talk about this, but how would you rate the first 2 episodes, Dave?
10
so far. 10, really? Okay.
It's a 10. It's a 10 on exposition, 10 on understanding, 10 on Easter eggs, 10 on information, what you do need for your stories. I think I'm just really, really hurt that it's only 6 episodes. I'm hurt that it's only 6 episodes. That's what it is. It's like
you can't.
I felt like Captain America and Winter Soldier was a little too short. To be honest, I think 9 episodes is good for these shows.
But how long are those shows?
Huh?
Weren't they like half-hour shows?
No, they were like an hour.
WandaVision's was like 40. WandaVision's was like 35, 40 minutes. Yeah, WandaVision's were. Winter Soldier, not Winter Soldier. Yeah, Winter Soldier and Falcon was longer.
Yeah,
They were like
it's longer.
22-minute, 45-minute episodes.
They were like 54 minutes.
This is like an hour.
Yeah, it's like an hour. Yeah.
I must have really enjoyed those episodes because I thought they were on like a half an hour. They would just went flying by for me.
No, it's definitely longer than that. But Dave, I can't let you get off the hook. You said 10, 10, 10s, but you started off saying they had no action. So what did you give it on the action?
Well, no. Well, on action, I give it like a 2. On action,
cool.
I give it like a 2 because there's
what's your overall rating though of the episode? I guess
overall rating 8.
Okay,
8 for sure. 8.
Right.
8 for sure. Guaranteed to be 10 for the best out. But as far as the overall show, 10
yeah, overall.
So far, yeah, I can watch this for the next 100 episodes, man. Like,
Nate,
I'm probably gonna watch it again tonight. Who knows?
It's crazy. Like you watch these 3 times, 4 times, but you like lack action. So it's amazing to me.
Because I feel like I catch some stuff sometimes later on.
Yeah. For me, episode 1 was a 10. It was my favorite one of all the Wanda. Me too. Of everything, all the episodes that have been going on so far. I don't know why. Maybe because I've always been a Loki fan. I've always rooted for like the bad guy who seems like he could be good, but it's really bad. And the anti-heroes, I've always rooted for them.
Yeah.
So for me, number 1 was a 10. I guess just because I was so excited for it. 2, on the other hand. Oh, jeez. 7, 8.
Yeah.
I mean, it had a lot of Easter eggs in it, but it also had a lot of like false Easter eggs. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Throw off. Yeah. It does.
It had a lot of things that would throw off because episode 2 had a lot of. I don't know if you noticed in the background, but it showed a lot of numbers.
I saw it
everywhere.
I took pictures of it. I tried to make sense, but
there was 370 when Loki was talking to the librarian lady. No, not her. Owen Wilson. And they were across from the elevators. There was something that said TVY or TV. It might have been TVA. I thought it said TY something.
SYF and then LK3.
And then it said
372. On the floor. 372. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, that's probably has something to do with a Marvel comic. Let me look up Marvel comics. It had nothing to do. Nothing.
Well, 372 does though. It's actually
the first appearance of the Timekeepers authority.
First appearance of TV. 372.
Number 372. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I was looking for Loki. Something had to do with Loki.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay, no. And Loki 376 is like his pop. His golden pop head. I was like, okay, nope, that's not it. Like the 28s, the 26, and
like a second before they showed that 372, they showed 2 other floors. They showed LK3, which to me is like Loki, but right above it they put SYF, like Sif. Like Lady Sif. So I thought that was a little play on that too.
All right, I'm gonna read Josh's comment. I'm going to Anthony. Yeah, Josh got it. Look, TSY. He was watching it too. Apparently.
I didn't think it was TVA. Okay.
Yeah, but I can't let you off the hook. Nate, Mike said rate both episodes. Give me a rating for both episodes, not individual. So far, what do you rate the season? The show.
The season? Oh, jeez.
For both episodes, like what do you rate? Like Dave said, an 8. So what do you?
Jeez, I got to compare it to the other 2 seasons, the other 2 series, and I still give it a 10.
Oh my god, bro! I can read to speak.
I love it.
I still gotta give it a 10. I mean, Captain America and Winter Soldier ended up being great, but it had too many like ups and downs between trying to figure out whether it was like a buddy cop show or an action show or a comedy, and it was just all over the place.
I didn't like it like that.
Overall,
I gave it like a 6.
Right?
Yeah, I gave it like a 6 because the villain was weak. They didn't even show her doing a bunch of super shit. Like it was just it felt like a dragged out story, like it was a story that they forced to tell instead
For
of
what
they wanted
one?
to tell. For Falcon and Winter Soldier. I
Yeah,
felt like,
yeah.
I didn't like that one. I liked it. Don't get me wrong. It's better than any TV show I watched this year, other than that's not Marvel, but you know.
All
Falcon
right,
is one of my top 5 favorite comic heroes.
let's mix it up. Anthony, what you got, man? On the
Here's rating. If we all gonna give a number, he got to give his number, and then
he did, didn't he? He gave it 10.
I still give it a 10.
Give it a 10.
I gotta go into the Falcon and Winter Soldier first, and he started talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier.
No, he didn't.
No,
He said
I said 10 first. Sorry, I gave it a 10.
Yeah, he did give it a 10.
All right.
I give it a 10. It's still my favorite.
Whew. All right, man. You guys killing me, man.
Sorry.
He got like 3 lined up.
I got other stuff to do. I mean, I gotta. Oh man, I like to watch a show and then keep it moving. And Nate trying to compare, he gotta figure out how much he liked Falcon and Winter Soldier in order to rate this.
No.
This is what I like to do. You know how some people say, "Oh, we can't compare." If you was on a 2-hour flight, this is what I always do. If you could only watch one movie, what would it be, right? So then people are like, "Oh, well, I guess it would be okay." Now, me personally, this started off cool. It kind of got me a little bit. What I do give it credit for is actually showing a lot of scenes from the movies, because I feel like, oh man, it's just so much that it connects. But I'm still like, I like it. But the first 2 episodes, I'm like, I wanted to give it a 6, but I'm gonna give it a 7 because the cliffhanger made me say I really want to see what's gonna happen next. But is it my, like, again, the Easter eggs and all that? No, that stuff is a no for me. I'm watching the show. If I happen to pick up on it, cool. I'm never pausing it. But I think it did a good job as far as a Marvel show. First of all, Loki's a big character, so to have him on screen is pretty cool. I mean, I think we could say that he's a bigger character. Well, he's probably not he's probably the biggest character. He's bigger than Wanda, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
So to have his own show is cool, but
hold up.
What we've seen isn't enough for me to be so intrigued. Like, I'm like, okay, it's cool, but it's not my lane, if that makes sense. Like Falcon and Winter Soldier, as Mike knows, started off first episode, free flying and missiles and fighting, and so I was like, yo, but this, I'm like, all right, I'll bite. I'm into it. Now I'm really looking forward for the next episode. So I'm gonna give it a 7.
Yeah, we differ on that. He as far as like Falcon and Winter Soldier and things like that. But I think everybody has a lane. You know, like I was talking to my barber real quick, and he's the same way. Like he's like, yo, I need action. He don't need no story. He can just have all action. But me, I like story. So I'm gonna go with a 9 actually, because I loved episode 1. That's my favorite episode of the entire, like Nate said, the entire series, all of them so far. Episode 1 of Loki so far. But episode 2, I think, kind of did drop off a lot. To Dave's point, I felt like I got so much exposition in episode 1, which I love. I didn't have to get so much more in episode 2, right? I feel like the last 15 minutes, maybe 20, should have been more action in episode 2 at least. So it held off a little bit to me, but it's still a great series. I can't say if I like it better than the other 2 series altogether because I haven't had a whole series yet, so I won't even go there. So for me, I'm just go with a 9 right now. But to Anthony's point, I think it's going to be the next episode is going to get better and better and better throughout. I do see where he's coming from. I want to get his perspective as a novice watcher, just a person who watches shows. So that's good. You, me, Dave, stuff like that. We're into Easter eggs and stuff like that. So I think we have a different perspective. So I think it's good to get that, get both sides. But yes, it's a 9 for me so far.
Because I even liked episode 2 better than 1. So it's crazy because I did, because 2 was more detailed with all this extra little stuff. For me, part 1 was more detailed with all this extra stuff. For me, 2 was just a clear, like, okay, we know who he is. We know who he is. We cemented all that. Now I'm not wasting time on all that, kind of what Dave said in the very beginning. Now I got just a mission. Hey, we got to go there. I thought it was cool. Remember, I told you with Endgame, I love the time heist aspect. We're going to go here. We're going here. This, we went to the place that was going to end in like 5 minutes. Loki got to show him like, hey, where you could act crazy or whatever. He figured that out. We got the action who the bad guy was. We got to have a little fight. So for me, I'm like, man, I don't see how the first episode was better. But if you're looking for all that little extra stuff, the first episode definitely had it.
I just thought, but for me, I thought I could have a whole episode of Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson at the table every day. Like that back and forth banter to me was great. So I thought that's why I liked it, so much better. But I feel like now I'm ready for for more. So that's our ratings. I just want to go into that. And we can come back in 2 weeks and then talk about the next 2 episodes. I don't want to, like Anthony, got stuff to do. It's been an hour and a half, so we can keep it on moving, guys. Any other thoughts before we get out of here?
Yeah, my son's mad that I'm not playing Fortnite with him right now.
All right, well, we'll tell young Josh you on the way.
Losing his little mind.
And we want to thank you guys for watching. Thanks for Josh, Mr. Oberwell.
Yes, sir.
Who else was it? What's your guys' name? Ray in the comments, stuff like that. We'll be back next week. Thank you again, Dave, for coming on. We'd love to have you back.
No doubt,
Nate,
no doubt.
Always, you're always invited. Anthony,
Anytime.
last words, buddy?
Josh.
And last words, Anthony?
No, I just want to personally thank Dave and thank Nate for being on. This is pretty cool. Once we might got to the point where we wanted to open it up to guests, and it's cool to see guests starting to come on the show. And I love you guys' knowledge. Like for me, again, I was big into comic books way back in the day. So I am more of a novice. I'm a movie guy. I love seeing movies, but all the extra stuff. There's only certain movies that make me go crazy, like The Ring. I love a movie or a show that you're talking about it. And you're talking about stuff that you didn't see. So this is what all you guys are saying. I just wasn't that interested or that deep. But I love the fact that you guys are like showing up with like you said, Dave, you screenshotted everything. Oh no, it was 42 and Nate, you added all this extra insight. So I just want to personally say thank you guys for both being on.
Oh man, thanks for having me, yo. Thanks for having me, man. I had a great time, yo.
That's great for our channel. Anthony and I will be at the movies together next week watching Fast 9 and doing a review right outside of the movie theater for our channel, and then a spoil discussion sometime after that. So look forward to doing that. Yeah.
Don't get me in trouble making a flight to go to Jersey.
Yo, that's been the first day I went to the movies since all this shit broke out.
Nah, he's been every week, Anthony. He's always been to the movies.
I never stopped going, bro.
He never stopped going.
Wait, weren't they closed?
No,
he went to Delaware. He went all kind of places.
Listen, I had the Regal pass. When Regal closed, I got the AMC pass. When that movie theater, like my wife and I, that's one of our things. We love going to the movies. Matter of fact, when COVID first got crazy and all the theaters was closed, and then movie theaters was open. So, but we went for our anniversary. But we made sure while we was out there because we love going to the movies that much.
I will say he never stopped going. Yeah, he never. I did too. I saw I saw a couple movies with you actually during the. We saw I forget what it was. We saw movies together too during this whole thing.
How was it? Was it packed? Was it quiet?
No, it's never been packed.
Quiet, like pin drop.
Here's what I've been trying to tell people. People's like, oh my God, especially Chloe. I can't go to the movies. I'm like, the movie is the most safe place. Nobody's in there. Nobody. It's you. Like me and my wife had so many times where we was the only people in the theater. So people think like, I get it. If the theater's packed, COVID was going crazy. Why would you go? Right? You're gonna be walking past numerous people. It's just it's empty in there. So
that's my luck, yo. That's my luck. I ain't go all of COVID, right? So 2 weeks ago, my son is like, yo, you want to go see The Conjuring with us? I'm like, you know what? I'm vaccinated. I got my mask anyway. You know what? I ain't touching that. I'm go packed like a month. Man, when I tell you, I was more scared of the crowd than I was in a movie, yo. Right? Straight up, the whole experience of just being in there. I'm sitting here like this, watching a movie for 2 hours. Yo.
Vaccinated?
I'm vaccinated, but I can still carry it, so I don't want to bring it home. You know what I mean? Like, but yo, it was just. It's crazy how it is. Like I was thinking about like Black Widow's gonna be my first movie I go see. Nah, brother. Disney Plus. Disney Plus.
Well, just off topic, that's the last movie on Disney Plus. They're all going back to the theater after that. So,
Man, I'm here in Orlando.
I'll get my girl mom vaccinated and we straight. She's the only one we holding out on. So
I'm here in Orlando and there's literally a movie theater like 5 minutes drive away from where I live. It's been closed. It's only open on Sundays for church. Other than that, it's closed. Just all day, every day. It's closed. Look it up online. They have movie times because it's a Regal, I think. Yeah, it's
I
a Regal.
went to see the
They
new
have movie
Saw
time.
already in theaters. I went to see a couple movies already in theaters and whatnot. They've been back open. Yeah, I go. Anthony, I know he goes.
Like I didn't.
Yo, what about the dining
I'm going to see
theaters? The ones with the
the
recliner with the recliner seats. They
That's
got
where
them.
Chloe went.
Like
That's where Chloe went to the dining theater. Yeah, they got that. Yeah, that's been open long time. Yeah,
that's been open. I could do that one. I
Yeah.
could probably do that one. That was like semi-socially distanced, right?
Yeah, it
because
is.
she went there like 5 months
yeah.
ago. I think Anthony to that dining theater. She went a long time ago to that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, then yeah. So yeah, I could do that. Yeah, Black Widow might be back on the table then. All right.
What happened with the stem test? That's still open? Or
It's Regal. It's been Regal for years now.
Regal? Is it still open?
Yeah, it's open. Yeah, yeah.
They reopen?
That's where we're going next week, me and Anthony. Yeah, we're going Regal. So.
Here's one thing to just say about the COVID thing is it's kind of like the what do they call it?
Oh man, I gotta go. Jeez.
They call it like the herd what is it called? Like
herd immunity.
Herd mentality.
There's so many, like my job, their thing is they want at least 80% of people to be vaccinated, right? They're at 65. So you got to think about it. So many, it's like in Philly, this was a couple weeks ago, they said 78% of adults, this was like a month ago actually, in Philly was vaccinated. In New Jersey, it's 48. So again, more and more people are being vaccinated, so it's going to be less and less likely, you know, like, yes, it only takes one person, but the chances are getting lower and lower now, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
that's what you want to say. So
yeah.
All right, guys. I just want to say thanks for having me on. I gotta go. Y'all have a good night. Good day.
Later, buddy.
Happy weekend. Happy what's it, Juneteenth.
You know what?
Stuff.
Yes, sir.
Love y'all.
All that good stuff. And with that being said, man, I'm going to sign this off, man. Thanks for everybody watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Again, thank you, Dave. 2 weeks from now, we'll be back on another show. Probably on Sunday next time, though, hopefully. But
hit me.
Dave,
anytime, anywhere, bro. Anytime, anywhere. If I ain't at work, hit me up.
All right, man. See you later.
Later, brother. Later.
All right. That's our show. Peace.
Peace.